Good evening, Vancouvers. My name is Jean, and you are watching UBC TV. It seems like an epidemic has broken out where Instagrammers everywhere must take pictures of their cute seasonal Starbucks cups. Could this be the result of stressed out and tired university students being brainwashed by the Starbucks on campus? Meanwhile, has anyone taken a look at the Blend's coffee cups these days? Still very pretty. Long time no see, right? Now, back to you, Martina Jr. Oh, such a schmuck, Genius. She forgot to tell you that this newscast is brought to you by Snuggletown Pajamas. Oh well, this is Martina Jr. Justin Bieber has recently announced name of yet another perfume for his believers, YOLO Swaggy. Someone should tell him that since his fame is rising like a skyscraper, he should really watch how he shakes the money tree. If he wants to be everywhere, he should try putting his face on pearl teacups. That way, girls can get their hands on him, which we all know he likes, and he still gets to earn loads of money to get into more trouble. That's it for today. This is Martina Jr. for UBC TV. Good night. Globalization connects us with the rest of the world. This connection applies to languages too. How many English words and phrases do you think were borrowed from other languages in this news report? Look, these words and phrases are borrowed to English. So, what is borrowing? It is defined as adapting linguistic elements from another language. There are many kinds of borrowings in English, but in this video we will focus on three: borrowing of phonotactics, direct borrowing of words, and loan phrases, or translating word for word. First, borrowing of phonotactics. Phonotactics are rules that determine the possible phoneme sequences in a particular language. Each language has its own phonotactics. For example, English phonotactics block shn, shma, and shl in word initial. However, when English borrowed words from Yiddish, such as schmuck and schlumpers, it allowed the sounds of shn, shma, and shl in word initial. How is that possible? When English borrowed these words, English borrowed along a particular phonotactic from Yiddish that allowed the sound sequences in word initial. So, schmuck and schlumpers in Yiddish became schmuck and schlumpers in English. Can you hear? Number 2. Some English words are directly adopted from other languages. Take, for example, the modern English word slogan. In Celtic, the word slogaharm meant a battle cry. But during the borrowing process, the word changed into slogorn in Old English. Why did slogaharm become slogorn? What happened, and how did it happen? This is a very brief and concise anglicization chart to show you the brief history of how the borrowing came to be. But for true linguistic analysis to happen, a linguist might tell you that you need to explore synchronic phonology. In other words, look what happened to the sounds of the words at that moment. Those days, Old English and Celtic's sound system differed from one another in the number of distinctive phonemes and the kinds of commonly used sounds. So, the word slogaharm was changed to fit into the characteristic of Old English sound to reflect Old English quality. Now that we're in modern times, the word has changed once again to slogan, meaning a short, memorable phrase in advertising. Number 3, loan phrases. Phrases that involve word-for-word translation upon borrowing. Many English speakers may have heard or used the phrase lose face, meaning to be embarrassed or humiliated, especially publicly. But did you know that this phrase is borrowed from Chinese? It is a literal translation from diu lian. Diu means lose, and lian means face. The two are combined to be diu lian, lose face. In China, people use this phrase when they fail to keep up a good reputation for their family and shame their family. The original meaning reflects Chinese cultural value. This is just one example of a loan phrase. There are also many others like brainwash and a cappella, which we don't have time for today. You should have a better sense of what borrowing is now and how it works in the language we speak. Can you see how English is a living thing and constantly changing? Thank you for watching.
Created using Powtoon.